The flora and fauna of Odisha, a state in eastern India, is extremely diverse and gives the state a reputation for abundance of natural beauty and wildlife. The districts in the interior are thickly covered by forests both of the tropical moist deciduous type as well as tropical dry deciduous. The hills, plateaus and isolated areas of the northeastern part of the state are covered by the tropical moist deciduous forests, whereas the second types of the forests are located in the southwest region of the state. Some of the trees which grow in abundance in Odisha are bamboo, teak, rosewood, sal, piasal, sanghvan and haldi. There are 479 species of birds, 86 species of mammals, 19 species of amphibians and 110 species of reptiles present in Odisha. The state is also an important habitat for the endangered olive ridley turtles and Irrawaddy dolphins. Koraput district of southern Odisha has been identified by Food and Agriculture Organization of UN as Global Agricultural Heritage Site, which is among only other 3 sites in the world. Other sites are in Peru, China and Philippines. Flora. Almost 1/3 of Odisha is covered by forests which make up about 37.34% of the total land area of the state. These forests cover most of southern and western Odisha. The eastern plains adjacent to the coast are covered by farmlands. The forest cover of Odisha extends over an area of 58,136.869 square kilometers, out of which reserve forests make up an area of 26,329.12 square kilometers, demarcated protected forests make up 11,687.079 square kilometers and undemarcated protected forests make up 3,638.78 square kilometers. Other types of forests make up 16,261.34 square kilometers, while unclassed forests make up 20.55 square kilometers of the total forest cover. The state government of Odisha also classifies forests based on their density. About 538 square kilometers of land are classified as very dense forests with a canopy density of over 70%. 27,656 square kilometers of forests are classified as moderately dense cover with a canopy density of 40 to 70%, and 20,180 square kilometers of land are classified as open forest with a canopy density of 10 to 40%. Odisha has a diverse variety of plants and animals. Odisha's forests yield large quantities of teak and bamboo. Teak, apart from medicinal plants and kendu leaves, contribute substantially towards Odisha's economy. Odisha's forest ecosystem has been greatly affected by deforestation and illegal smuggling and poaching. The state government has established the Odisha Forest Development Corporation to combat the menace of smuggling. The State Pollution Control Board has brought a set of rules to force in order to combat environmental pollution. Chilika Lake. In 1981, Chilika Lake was designated the first Indian wetland of international importance under the Ramsar Convention due to its rich biodiversity. Over 1 million migratory waterfowl and shorebirds winter here, including many rare and endangered species. The lake is of great value in preserving genetic diversity, and over 400 vertebrate species have been recorded. However, conflicts have arisen over the ecosystem of the lake, such as siltation, and disagreements between fishermen, resulting in an overall loss of biodiversity. As a result, the Odisha state government, with support from the Government of India, adopted active conservation and management actions. In 1992, the Government of Odisha, concerned by the degradation of the lake's ecosystem, established the Chilika Development Authority for the restoration and overall development of the lake under the Indian Societies Registration Act. An integrated management plan was later implemented with financial support of Rs 570 million, and hydrobiological monitoring was supported under the Odisha Water Resources Consolidation Project of the World Bank, to the extent of Rs 10 million. A strong support network was created with 7 state government organizations, 33 NGOs, 3 national government ministries, 6 other organizations, 11 international organizations, 13 research institutions and 55 different categories of community groups established good international contacts for protection in the area. In November 2002, the Ramsar Wetland Conservation Award was presented to the Chilika Development Authority for outstanding achievements in the field of restoration and wise use of wetlands and effective participation of local communities in these activities. The ecological richness of the lake is of great value in preserving the genetic diversity because of the multiplicity of its habitat, flora and fauna. The Zoological Survey of India surveyed the lake between 1985 and 1988 and identified 800 species of fauna, including many rare, endangered, threatened and vulnerable species, but excluding terrestrial insects. The rare and threatened animal species identified are green sea turtle, dugong, Irrawaddy dolphin, black buck, spoon-billed sandpiper, limbless skink and fishing cat. 24 mammalian species were reported. 37 species of reptiles and amphibians are also reported. Flora recent surveys revealed an overall 726 species of flowering plants belonging to 496 genera and 120 families. This represents about only a fourth of the vascular plant species of the Odisha state, where some 2,900 species altogether are found. Fabaceae is the most dominant plant family, followed by Pusaceae and Cyperaceae. Certain species were found to be characteristic of specific islands. Important species identified are Leguminosae, Pusaceae, and Cyperaceae, endemic Cassiopeiria ceylanica, 5 species of seagrass, wild plants of horticultural importance and interesting plant groups such as insectivorous plants, epiphytes, parasites and lithophytes, mangrove associates, such as Aegisaurus corniculatus, Excoacaria agaluk, Salvadora persica, Puanamia pinnata, Colubrina asiatica, Caparis roxburghi, Macrotyloma ciliatum and many others. Avifauna Chilika Lake is the largest wintering ground for migratory birds, on the Indian subcontinent. It is one of the hotspots of biodiversity in the country. Some species listed in the IUCN Red List of Threatened Species inhabit the lake for at least part of their life cycle. Migratory waterfowl arrive here from as far as the Caspian Sea, Baikal Lake and remote parts of Russia, Mongolia, Laka, Siberia, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan and from the Himalayas. A census conducted in the winter of 1997 98 recorded about 2 million birds in the lake. In 2007, nearly 840,000 birds visited the lake, out of which 198,000 were spotted in Nalbana Island. On January 5, 2008, a bird census involving 85 wildlife officials counted 900,000 birds, of which 450,000 were sighted in Nalbana. Removal of invasive species of freshwater aquatic plants, especially water hyacinth, due to restoration of salinity, is a contributing factor for the recent increasing attraction of birds to the lake. Nalbana Island is the core area of the Ramsar-designated wetlands of Chilika Lake. Nalbana means a weed-covered island in the Odia language. It is a major island in the center of the lake and has an area of 15.53 kilometers (2). The island gets completely submerged during the monsoon season. As the monsoon recedes in the winter, lake levels decrease and the island is gradually exposed. Birds flock to the island in large numbers to feed on its extensive mudflats. Nalbana was notified in 1987 and declared a bird sanctuary in 1973 under the Wildlife Protection Act. Large flocks of greater flamingos from Iran and the Rann of Kutch in Gujarat feed in the shallow waters of the lake. Other long-legged waders seen around Nalbana Island are the lesser flamingos, Goliath herons, grey herons, and purple herons, egrets, spoonbills, storks and black-headed ibis. Rare birds reported in the lake are Asiatic dowitchers, Dalmatian pelican, Pallas's fish eagles, the very rare migrant spoon-billed sandpiper and spot-billed pelican. The white-bellied sea eagle, pariah kite, Brahminy kites, kestrel, marsh harriers, and the world's most widespread bird of prey, the peregrine falcon, are among the raptors seen here. Many short-legged shorebirds are seen in a narrow band along the shifting shores of the lake and islands. These include plovers, the collared protein cole, ruff, dunlin, snipes and sandpipers. Larks, wagtails and lapwings are also found on the mudflats. feeding in deeper water are the longer-legged avocets, stilts and godwits. The higher vegetated areas of the lake support moorhens, coots and jacanas. Pond herons and night herons can be seen along the shores with kingfishers and rollers. Little cormorants are seen on perches around the lake. Compact flocks of Brahminy ducks, as well as shovelers, pintails, gadwall, teals, pochards, geese and coots, are also seen. Nesting colonies of gull-billed terns and river terns are seen on the Nalbana island. In 2002, the Bombay Natural History Society survey recorded 540 nests of the Indian river tern at the island, the largest nesting colony in the Southeast Asia. Aquafauna equals, as per the Chilika Development Authority's updated data, 323 aquatic species, which includes 261 fish species, 28 prawns and 34 crabs are reported, out of which 65 species breed in the lake. 27 species are freshwater fishes and 2 genera of prawns. The remaining species migrate to the sea to breed. 21 species of herrings and sardines of the family Clupidae are reported. Between 1998 and 2002, 40 fish species were recorded here for the first time, and following the reopening of the lake mouth in 2000, 6 threatened species have reappeared, including milkfish, Indo-Pacific tarpon, 10-pounder, bream, Hilsa alicia and mullet acacilla. Commercial fisheries. For centuries fisherfolk evolved exclusive rights of fishing through a complex system of partitioning the fisheries of the lake, harvested the lake in a relatively sustainable fashion and developed a large range of fishing techniques, nets and gear. During the British rule, in 1897–98, fishermen community enjoyed exclusive fisheries rights in the lake. The fisheries of the lake were part of the Zamindari estates of Calicut, Paracut, Sunabibi, Mtsataya Beg and the Chowdhury families of Bungarpur and the Khas Mahal areas of Kheda, lying within the kingdoms of the Rajas of Paracut and Calicut. The zamindars leased out the fisheries exclusively to the local fisherfolk. With the abolition of zamindari system in 1953, traditional fishing areas continued to be leased out to cooperatives of local fishermen. Fishing, particularly prawn fishing, became increasingly remunerative, with outside interest playing an important role. But in 1991, when the government of Odisha proposed a leasing policy that would have resulted in the auction of leases to the highest bidder, fishermen's cooperatives challenged the order in court. The High Court of Odisha ordered the government to enact changes that would protect the interests of traditional fishermen, and since then no new leases have been reported. This has resulted in a chaotic regime in which powerful vested interests from outside dominate, and the local people have been subordinated. Butter catfish and walago achu are the most common type of fish found in the lake. 11 species of fish, 5 species of prawn and 2 crab species are commercially important. The commercially important prawn are giant tiger prawn, Penaeus indicus, Mettarpenaeus monoceros, Mettarpenaeus aphnes and Mettarpenaeus dobson. Mangrove crab is the most important commercial crab. Fish landings in the lake, which fluctuated in the past, have recorded a remarkable recovery after the opening of the new mouth and dredging of silt-choked Old Mouth Magarmuck in 2000–2001, resulted in a better intermixing of the tidal influx from the sea and freshwater inflow from rivers. Against an all-time lowest landing of fish and prawn of 1269 mt 1269 t in 1995 (96), the all-time high is reported to be 11,878 t during 2001 (2002), resulting in an estimated per capita income for the fisherfolk of Rs 19,575 during the year. Recently, the government of Odisha have issued a notification banning the lease of Chilika Lake for culture fishery. Dolphins. The Irrawaddy dolphin is the flagship species of Chilika Lake. Chilika is home to the only known population of Irrawaddy dolphins in India and one of only 2 lagoons in the world that are home to this species. It is classified as critically endangered. In 5 of the 6 other places it is known to live. A small population of bottle-nosed dolphins also migrate into the lagoon from the sea. Chilika fishermen say that when Irrawaddy dolphins and bottle-nosed dolphins meet in the outer channel, the former get frightened and are forced to return toward the lake. Some Irrawaddy dolphins used to be sighted only along the inlet channel and in a limited portion of the central sector of the lake. After the opening of the new mouth at Satapada in 2000, they are now well distributed in the central and the southern sector of the lake. The number of dolphins sighted has varied from 50 to 170. A 2006 census counted 131 dolphins and the 2007 census revealed 138 dolphins. Out of the 138 dolphins, 115 were adults, 17 adolescents and 6 calves. 60 adults were spotted in the outer channel, followed by 32 in the central sector and 23 in the southern sector. Dolphin tourism provides an important alternative source of income for many local residents. There are 4 tourist associations in Satapada employing 369 horsepower long-tail motorboats taking tourists to a 25 km due area of the lake for dolphin watching. About 500 fishing families are involved in this business. The Odisha Tourism Department and the Dolphin Motorboat Association, an NGO at Satapada, report about 40,000 tourists visit Chilika every year for dolphin watching. October-January and May-June are the peak season for tourists at Chilika, with a maximum €600-700 per day during December-January. The Dolphin Motorboat Association has 75 8-passenger motorboats for dolphin watching. Tourists pay €250 for €60 90 per trip. According to the association, most tourists see dolphins. Only 5% return disappointed. Besides the association, the Odisha Tourism Department organizes dolphin watch for tourists. Even during monsoon, about 100 tourists day visit the lake. Boat-based dolphin watching tours impact dolphin behavior and cause several accidental dolphin deaths each year. CDA conducts an annual census of dolphin deaths. They report 15 deaths in 2003 €04, 11 in 2004 €05, 8 in 2005 €06 and 5 in 2006 €07. 40% of the 2006 €07 deaths were by mechanized boats. Since 1984, the Whale and Dolphin Conservation Society has been conducting a science-based community education project to conserve the Irrawaddy dolphins and Chilika Lake. They have determined the primary cause of mortality for this population of dolphins is floating gill nets in hook-line fisheries, and the secondary cause is boat strikes from increasing unmanaged tourism activities. The Irrawaddy dolphins have a seemingly mutualistic relationship of cooperative fishing with the traditional fishermen. Fishermen recall when they would call out to the dolphins, to drive fish into their nets. Castnet fishing with the help of Irrawaddy dolphins in upper reaches of the Irrawaddy River has been well documented. The only other subpopulations of Irrawaddy dolphins are found in a 190 km stretch of the Mekong River in Lao Pdia in Cambodia. In a 420 km stretch of the Mahakam River, Indonesia. Malampaya Sound, Philippines, and in a 370 km stretch of the Irrawaddy River in Myanmar. Less than 50 were reported in Chilika Lake in Thailand. With no more than 474 Irrawaddy dolphins reported worldwide in 2007, the Chilika dolphins comprise at least 29% of the total world population and are the largest subpopulation in the world. Gallery. References. Department of Forest and Environment. Orissa Portal. Government of Orissa.